What is genuine love? How do you know when you fell in true love with someone? Do you pay attention to how they treat you, how they look, how they laugh at your jokes, compliment you, how you spend your time with them, how every moment with them feels like forever? Or is it something else completely? I watched this movie a couple of weeks ago before making this video. I've heard of Chainsaw Man before and read a little bit of manga, but I never really took too big of an interest in it. When I heard about this movie and Reze specifically, I was interested to see what the hype is about, and after finishing the movie, I sat down and read the manga all the way to the newest chapter, wanting to see more. I've heard people saying that this movie is special, that even after finishing the movie you'll have a lingering feeling about it, curse in your mind, as Tatsuki Fujimoto puts it, giving us that feeling of romantic partner that continues to exist in your mind as a curse, and I think he fully accomplished that goal. He made this movie special. Let me ask you again, what is love to you? Can you feel love when everyone around you has their life sorted out, has their goals, dreams, they have people that want their hearts? Can you even feel love in a life that's not ordinary? Should we strive to have ordinary life, to be like everyone else? Or is that the bare minimum? Throughout the anime and the movie, we can see that Denji grew up without love, affection, and connection. I think you can all relate a little to it nowadays. How world became a little bit more distant, people got colder, afraid of forming connections. We see Denji lost in a world where he tries to form connections, find that love and affection. Despite being gullible, he has a kind heart, and his heart is being used and manipulated by Makima. He did meet Aki and Power, who were genuine when it comes to connecting with him. In the movie, we can see how other characters like Beam want to ensure Denji is being safe. Sure, he might be like Denji, following him blindly and kind of being obsessed with him, but he did mean good for him, saving him in the moments where it mattered. But no matter what, Denji still felt lonely. Sure, he had Makima, but was that really true love? And then the deciding moment happened in the movie, him meeting Reze. Him finding someone who smiled, laughed at his jokes, and treated him like a human. Not as a tool, but human. Even at cafe, she was being kind and nice to him, complimenting him, showing him that she's interested in him, to the point where even Denji asked himself if he was feeling anything for her. Asking himself, why is his body moving on its own to visit her when his heart is for Makima? We could see more of their interactions, how Reze and Denji seemed to be connecting, all the way up to the pool scene, which was the most meaningful moment in the movie in my opinion. Someone told me before I watched this movie that the pool scene would be phenomenal. I had high expectations, and honestly, it delivered. It wasn't erotic, despite both of them being naked. It was romantic and beautiful. I think the movie made that perfect. The music, scenery, voice acting. The scene was giving the same feeling that you'd get on a cold night, getting into the bed under a warm blanket and feeling warm all around, knowing you're in safe hands, knowing you're safe, home, where you belong. You know you'll need to leave the bed in the morning, but despite all that, despite knowing this moment won't last forever, you want it to. You want to be with this person for just one more moment, because with her, you feel like you're in the right place. Reze is one of a kind character, period. I don't think I've seen any other anime character behave or act like her. I know some might call her Manic Pixie Dream Girl because she helps Denji embrace life and find himself, but I don't think if she's truly that. She felt impactful, genuine, sure. Since it's an anime, she was more expressive, but she didn't feel unreal. In a way, you could imagine a normal person behaving like her, maybe a little bit less energetic, but it's entirely possible. Her personality and how she treated Denji still makes me think a lot about her, how she wanted to make sure Denji feels safe, wanting to ensure that he has a future, caring for him when it seemed like no one else did, wanting to improve his life, to make sure he can greet her tomorrow with a smile. Despite knowing him for a short time, she felt connected to him more than anyone else could, sharing similar trauma, experiences, and pain. In truth, Denji, I never went to school either. He wasn't a stranger to him. She might have even seen herself in him, and she wanted to protect that. Maybe she wasn't strong enough to protect herself, but she is strong enough to protect him. Knowing he was being used as a tool, like her saying, "Your situation really is messed up," like making a 16-year-old fight devils to death, not even letting you go to school. The government shouldn't allow that. Will you quit your job and run away with me? I'll make you happy. I'll always protect you. Please. The pool scene highlighted this. Her offering to teach Denji how to swim is more than just that. It's both of them being vulnerable, naked, exposed to each other, opening themselves to each other. From the beginning of the show, Denji has been going through so many emotions, and here he was feeling what he didn't feel before, going in unknown waters, entrusting his life to someone, being surrounded with emotions that he doesn't know how to handle. What is correct? What is wrong? Could he fully accept this person into his life, embrace her love, kindness, affection, connection, or should he try more with Makima? Reze showed him how it feels to be treated with love like a person instead of being used like a tool. How it felt when someone genuinely cares for you, wants to improve your life. How it feels to connect with someone on a deeper level. Despite knowing the fact that Reze was a villain in the movie, I still believe her intentions were good. Sure, she was sent out to get the chainsaw's heart for the mission, but she did fell for Denji in the process. The scene where Denji had enough and asked, "Everyone's after my chainsaw heart. What about my heart? Denji's. Does nobody want that?" To which Reze responded, "I do. I meant it when I said I like it, Denji." I know people can interpret this as Reze trying to deceive him, but I think she was being brutally honest here. And I think that her, at the end of the movie, running back from the train to meet Denji again, not wanting to miss the chance to see him again, proves that. She was maybe doing this only for the mission in the beginning, but somewhere along the way, she started caring for him, not wanting to hurt him, to find a way out, for both of them to be free, or more specifically, Country Mouse. Even her admitting in the end, "Denji, the truth is, I've never gone to school either," shows that she felt more connected to him than she showed us throughout the movie. Reze, someone who was a tool like Denji, who was on a mission, given a task, being trained and raised to be a weapon. She was ready to throw everything away for him. If she was truly evil, would she really be worried about him working as a devil hunter instead of going to school, putting his life at risk daily? I believe what Denji and Reze had between them was true love. Not perfect love, by no means, but genuine and honest. If Denji, who had his emotions and thoughts manipulated by Makima, still felt his heart and body move to see Reze, wanting to see her again, shows us he was truly in love, unlike any other before. I can't predict how you felt watching the movie or after, but I honestly feel like I won't be able to forget Reze for a long time. Someone who makes you feel torn inside for losing her, knowing I'll never be able to see her again in the story, her face, her smile, knowing that she won't get a happy ending with Denji, but I will make a bold statement and say, just like me, if you've seen the movie, you won't be able to forget her either for a long time. I know this video has been rambling in a way, but I wanted to make a video on this movie since it genuinely means so much to me. I finished reading the manga, so I know how things turn out in the story. I won't talk about it here so I don't spoil anything. If you haven't seen the movie, you should obviously go and watch it. Hopefully me talking about the movie made you interested enough to go and watch it. If you've seen the movie, let me know how you felt about Reze and if you agree or disagree with me.